part of the reason that he wants a win like this is because he just folded on shutting down the federal government over $1 billion in funding for the Great Mexican Wall, which shockingly Mexico is still not co-signed on paying for. Once again, I always say maybe if Tony Schwartz, who actually wrote Art of the Deal, was the dude negotiating this stuff, maybe it would come to something. But unfortunately, we don't have Tony Schwartz as president. We have the weird bouffant guy as president. And here is Rush yesterday lamenting the fact, because he saw it coming, that Trump was going to fold on the government shutdown without the dollars for the wall. Here's Rush predicting it yesterday.
I'm not happy to have to pass this on. I'm very, very troubled to have to pass this on. And I want to say at the outset that I hope my interpretation is wrong, and I hope this is not the case. But it looks like, from here, right now, it looks like President Trump is caving on his demand for a measly $1 billion in the budget for his wall on the border with Mexico. The Democrats are threatening a government shutdown. It's the same old, and I was hoping that Trump would throw this shutdown thing right back in their face and have everybody realize they're the ones engineering these shutdowns, that nobody would notice anyway unless a big hullabaloo was made about it. The Democrats, Democrats seem to have successfully used this stupid, silly threat of a government shutdown to get their way. What Trump is saying is, if we need to get this done, then I'll delay the spending on the wall until September. And it's just a measly $1 billion. But the problem here is, folks, is one of politics. If this happens, if Trump does, and I use the word cave guardedly, Trump, I'm sure, does not ever think he caves on anything. But outward appearances are what they are.
Okay. Yeah, outward appearances are what they are. He caved. And it's actually the only play they have. What's amazing is that you're seeing the same dynamic play out with even the Trump people. The Donald Trump got elected president by, as many people pointed out, becoming like a Breitbart comment thread come to life. He is a deranged Fox News grandpa himself, and he sits in the White House. But even the dynamic is such that there is pure incentive structure for right-wing media figures and many members of Congress to always indulge every fantasy and whim of the base and the donors. Because let's be clear here, this isn't a base versus donor things. The Mercers, the Kochs, and all of them, the only difference is that they're rich. They're just as insane and committed to absolutely demented ideology as any normal Republican voter, quote unquote normal. But what's great is that you're in the White House and you see we have record low approval ratings. We don't have a legislative strategy. Things are falling apart. Do we really want to shut down the federal government and get another several news cycles of pummeling? No, we don't. So we fold, like any rational political actor would. And now we're in the situation where Rush, who is really past the sell-by date and kind of like a figure of another era, really kind of out of step in the Alex Jones, Donald Trump Republican age. But even he is savvy enough to know that he has to break it gently to his audience that Trump is folding, even though, of course, Trump wouldn't call it that.
The truth is in there when he says, unless a big hullabaloo was raised. Guess what? If Donald Trump had a government shutdown over $1 billion for the border wall, a big hullabaloo is going to be raised.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Hullabaloo coming, Rushbo.
What would $1 billion even do?
It's symbolic.
It would just build
Get
like
a couple
feet.
Yeah, I don't know. Very
Literally
little.
like a few feet.
Maybe it would take that woman out of her house.
Could we
that
do some
played a couple
Yeah,
weeks
just
ago.
do that.
Yeah.
Build a scale model
Yeah.
of it would be great.
Wouldn't it be
Like a
awesome?
Zoolander.
Yeah, like in Zoolander. How
This
are we
wall
going
is
to
not
how
nearly
are we
big
going
enough.
to kick Mexicans out with this? All right,
I can just step over it.
totally unfair. I mean, I am incredibly tall though. We're calling from a 5. You're calling from a 5-1.
Hey, folks. The Majority Report YouTube page is in a bit of a crisis right now because of changes in their algorithms. Our YouTube revenue has been clobbered. We need your help. Just a couple of bucks a month would really help us out and keep this channel going. Head over to our Patreon page to find out more information. It's the URL is right here.